Good afternoon and welcome to Print21, the weekly video news bulletin for the printing industry from print21.com.au, the people who know print. This week's issue is sponsored by ESCO, Integrated Solutions for Packaging, Printing and Finishing. News this week is led by the fallout from Australia Post on the soap opera, or what is in danger of becoming a soap opera, in its leadership. It has a new CEO, Paul Graham. He comes from Woolworths Supply Management and spent 20 years at DHL as head of Asia Pacific. He said he wants to keep letters strong, but clearly parcels will be the focus. He doesn't start his $1.46 million a year plus $1.46 million bonuses until September, which means AusPost will have been without a CEO for a year following the ousting of Christine Holgate. Graham's appointment was announced as Holgate fronted a Senate committee into her departure. In a remarkable and blunt assessment, she accused the AusPost board of throwing her under a bus, said its chairman, Lucio de Bartolomeo, was lying and fabricating stories, and said the Prime Minister Scott Morrison's actions were an utter disgrace. Holgate, you may remember, caused the ire of Scott Morrison and Labour opposition for giving 4 Cartier watches to senior execs for sealing a deal, which his franchisees believe saved their businesses. They want her reinstated as CEO. Holgate was no great champion of print and mail, but neither was she opponent of the industry either. Certainly not compared to her predecessor, the bête noire of print, Ahmed Fahour. It was forced out when MPs overcame years of obstruction and finally found out his salary, an eye-watering $6.8 million. In other news, global label printing giant Multicolour Corporation is buying 58-year-old leading Australian provider of in-mould label solutions, Harrods, for an undisclosed sum. The deal will see Harrods continue to operate under its own brand and with its existing leadership team. The company operates out of 3 sites in Melbourne with around 100 staff and is currently in the middle of a major investment program to expand its footprint in order to satisfy increased demand. Harrods was founded in 1963 as John Herod & Associates, operating for many years as a standard commercial offset printer. When the sons, Paul and Mike, ran it, though, they transitioned it in the business into packaging and in-mould printing operation, and it's gone from strength to strength. They sold the company to a management team 5 years ago. It becomes the 7th MCC operation in Australia, the 2nd in Victoria, joining 2 in New South Wales, 1 each in South Australia, West Australia and Queensland. Staying in Melbourne, global online graphic design business Canva has seen its valuation hit $20 billion just 9 years after it was founded by Cliff Obrecht, Melanie Perkins and Cameron Adams, 3 friends from the world's 6th most livable city. The valuation propels the trio into the rarefied Aussie billionaire bracket, with Obrecht and Perkins, who are married, worth $7.8 billion between them, placing them among the 10 richest people in the country. Adams is worth $2.4 billion. April marks the final month for printers to get their entries into this year's State Pikers, with awards dinners taking place in all states in July. The gold winners go through to the National Print Awards held at Pack Print in September. Finally this week, paper import figures from last year, published on the Print21 news website, reveal the full horror of COVID, with heat-set grades down 55%, newspaper grades down 67%, sheet-fed offset grades down by 35%. Let's hope the era of long lockdowns is behind us. That's it for this week's issue of Print21. Check out the Leading in Print podcast with Debbie Burgess, Joint Managing Director of Bright Print Group, that's on the website or on your favourite platforms, podcast platforms. Thanks to ESCO, Integrated Solutions for Printing, Packaging and Finishing. This is me, Wayne Robinson, signing off for another week.